Welcome back to Chapter 8, everyone. In this video, we'll talk about which physical units of inventory a company should include or exclude from their inventory at the end of an accounting period. I think this section will be easier if you keep in mind that a company should include all items of inventory that they own at the end of an accounting period. That means you simply need to determine which items of inventory are owned by the company and which items are not owned by the company. At the end of a reporting period, it's important to ensure proper inventory cutoff. This means that ownership must be determined for goods that are in transit between the company and its customers, as well as goods that are in transit between the company and its suppliers. Remember that ownership of inventory transfers from the seller to the buyer when the goods physically reach the spot designated by the freight terms. FOB shipping point means that ownership transfers to the buyer when the seller ships the goods. FOB destination means that ownership transfers to the buyer when the goods arrive at the buyer's location. For example, in December 2021, the Lothridge Wholesale Beverage Company sold goods to Jabbar Company. The goods were shipped from Lothridge on December 29, 2021, but the goods did not arrive at Jabbar until January 3, 2022. If the goods are shipped FOB shipping point, title to those goods transfers to the buyer, to Jabbar, at the shipping point. Lothridge records the sale on December 29, 2021, and Jabbar includes these goods in its 2021 ending inventory, even though the company is not in physical possession of the goods on the last day of 2021. However, if the goods are shipped FOB destination, then the title will not transfer until the goods reach their destination. Lothridge still owns the goods at December 31st, 2021, and therefore should include the goods in its 2021 ending inventory, and the sale is not recorded until January 3rd, 2022, when those goods reach Jabbar. And Jabbar will wait until 2022 to record the purchase. Here's another concept check problem for you. Barrington Company uses the periodic inventory system. At December 31st, 2021, the end of the company's fiscal year, a physical count of inventory revealed an ending inventory balance of items on hand of $80,000. The following items were not included in the physical count. Merchandise shipped to a customer on December 28th, FOB destination. The merchandise arrived at the customer's location on January 5th, 2022, $3,000. Also, $1,500 of merchandise shipped to a customer on December 29th, FOB shipping point. The merchandise arrived at the customer's location on January 2nd, 2022. And $6,000 of merchandise purchased from a supplier, shipped FOB destination on December 26th, arriving at Barrington on January 4th, 2022. Please pause your video to consider the facts and calculate Barrington's 2021 ending inventory. Once you have completed the calculation, please start the video again to check your answer. Did you calculate $83,000? You can see the calculation here. It's important to note that this $1,500 of merchandise shipped to a customer on December 29th should not be included in inventory on December 31st because it was shipped FOB shipping point. Ownership of this inventory transferred to the customer on December 29th. The $6,000 of merchandise purchased from a supplier on December 26th should not be included in inventory because it was shipped FOB destination and did not arrive by December 31st. Ownership will not transfer to Barrington until the purchased merchandise arrives on January 4th, 2022. Sometimes a company arranges for another company to sell its products under consignment. The goods are physically transferred to the other company, known as the consignee, but the transferor, the consignor, retains legal title. If the consignee can't find a buyer, the goods are returned to the consignor. If a buyer is found, the consignee remits the selling price, less commission and approved expenses to the consignor. One way I remember who is the owner of goods on consignment is that the consignor is still the owner of the goods. Goods held on consignment are included in the inventory of the consignor until sold by the consignee. The sale is recorded by the consignor only when the goods are sold by the consignee and title passes to a third party. For example, suppose Pratt Clothing, consignor, ships merchandise to Regal Outlets, consignee. The arrangement specifies that Regal will attempt to sell the merchandise, and in return, Pratt will pay to Regal a 10% sales commission on any merchandise sold. Any inventory not sold within 6 months will be returned to Pratt. Regal, the consignee, obtains physical possession of the goods and has the responsibility to sell the goods to its customers. But Pratt, the consignor, retains legal title to the inventory and retains risk of ownership, and therefore should keep this inventory in its own records until the merchandise is sold to a customer. When the right of return exists, a seller must be able to estimate those returns before revenue can be recognized. The adjusting entry for estimated sales returns includes a debit to sales returns and a credit to refund liability. At the same time, cost of goods sold is reduced and an estimate of inventory to be returned is made. As a result, a company includes in its ending inventory the cost of merchandise sold that it estimates or anticipates will be returned. Well, that's the end of this video. In the next video, we'll talk about the costs that should be included in inventory.